So what I'm going to do today in this cafe is to take a look at my investments and replan it. So for a bit of context, like I just broke up, so now I have a lot of cash lying around which I was going to use to buy a house. But now that that's not going to happen, I need to think of a good way to allocate my money into investments, and so that's what I'll be doing here today in this cafe. So let me just run it through with you guys right now. So we have about $40,000 ready to deploy, and when I say we, I'm referring to me and my sister and not my partner. So first up, we have a long-term growth portfolio. So I won't be touching this portfolio for a minimum of 5 to 10 years. I may modify its allocation, but I'm not going to be taking money out to spend anytime soon. For now, I think we're going to be allocating about 40%, mainly comprises of the S&P 500 and a few other key stocks, but I will probably rotate those profits back out to the S&P 500 afterwards. And the second asset that I will hold is gold and other similar assets, because right now there is a big fear that the US dollar may lose its reserve currency status, so it's more of like a protection. The US market is also right back to all-time highs, so I will probably start dollar cost averaging in. Unless the multi-look indicator starts firing, I won't throwing all my money in. The indicator is something that I self-developed. It's based on something known as a breadth indicator. You can research a little bit more about it if you're interested. The last time this fired was during Trump's Liberation Day announcement, and then we put money in. Threw in a couple thousand, and I think now we're up like 15%, about there, give or take. And then I have in my income generation portfolio, which is where, so you can think of dividend stocks, you can think of REITs, you can think of bonds, especially higher yield bonds. Just to give some examples of what is inside this portfolio right now, I have DBS, I have Netlink Trust, and Parkway Life REIT. From cost price, these things are giving me about 6 to 7% yield. I'm going to take it. For this particular portfolio, I'm thinking of allocating about 30% into it, and that leaves me with about 30% left, and that's going to be in cash, because I still intend to buy a house in the future, and the same fear does exist. If the housing market gets really good and I want to buy a house now, today, I still need cash, and this is not sponsored right now. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. Whatever I'm doing may not necessarily be the best, so a huge chunk of the cash is going into money market funds. So you can think of Mumu Cash Plus, you can think of Saif Cash Plus as well. If I'm not wrong, those two give pretty good rates. I'll probably hit like the limit for Chocolate Finance as well. By the time this video goes out, I'm not sure whether Chocolate Finance has lowered their rates, but I was intending to put some of the money into Chocolate Finance. You know, there was that huge scare recently that people were afraid about Chocolate Finance and pulling money out of it. Again, personally, I'm not too worried. To the best of my knowledge, Chocolate Finance puts your money in a separate custodian, so they can't take your money and run. This is not financial advice. These are just my thoughts. During that period, they will basically giving out free cash, right? If you put money in, the fund that they put your money in generates a certain yield, and then they're just topping up an additional amount, and I just wanted to benefit from that. I don't know how much better their yield is right now, but to the best of my knowledge, short-term Singapore Treasury right now are at like 2%.